Hello, Serious Survivor here. And today I'm going to want to talk a little bit about some of the things that have been going on. But first, a quick word from our sponsors. Now, inflation's a thing of the past, right? But last month's inflation in the U.S. had the highest rise in 29 years. So, with rising food and gas costs, it's an urgent problem if you're thinking about retiring soon. You need an inflation dam to stop your savings and assets from eroding in value. Noble Gold's expertise in retirement planning and IRAs means that their team of specialists is your first stop. Call them about this month's offer of a 1-ounce American Eagle pure silver proof coin with an IRA at 877-646-5347. We saw Mr. Biden give some remarks stating that he was going to look at the possibility of overruling some of the states when they put a ban in place that mandated having to wear masks in schools and in other environments. Now, this is definitely an overstep of the federal government's authority, the president's authority. And the reason is because states were designed, the formation of the United States was designed for states to basically govern themselves. And once that autonomy is gone, then the states will not be able to make decisions for themselves and make decisions that impact their citizens, because not every state needs the same regulations. A city like New York is going to need different regulations than a city like Westminster, South Carolina, with a population of 1,600. There are going to be different laws in place, everything from traffic laws to financial laws to all different aspects of it. Differences are needed to make each part of the United States run as efficiently as it can. Over governance is one of the biggest problems that we have, and we're seeing that being pushed to the limit right now. Never in our history has the federal government overreached as much as we're witnessing firsthand with our eyes as we speak. Everything from where we can go to what we can buy to who we can talk to will be regulated very shortly in the future. And we see this division being created by the vaccine mandates. We see this division that's been created on all fronts, basically, whether it be racial fronts, that's created by the media, whether it be financial aspects, which is created by the business sector. But all of this is being pushed or basically being propagandized by the federal government. But what we are seeing is the formation of a new world order. By the leaning towards the one world governance, by leaning towards the UN gaining and controlling more power, then we're seeing our administration basically move towards a global government. And that is coming. We're seeing that happen as we speak. Some people may see this as a blessing. Some may see it as a curse. Some may see it as the beast system. And no matter which way we see it, all that matters is it is happening. And for some people, it will be a good thing. For those that do support the socialist, the communist type of government, then this is going to be a good thing. Because if we think about what is being proposed, and especially some of the evidence that I'm going to show in the NWO video, we're seeing not just the government, but the financial sectors, the private sectors. They're basically all unifying on one front, and that one front is the New World Order. You can't, and some of the propositions that they're putting forth are basically restricting pay rates, restricting a lot of different things. And this is very concerning because we're seeing this occur right now. And with the formation of the New World Order, this is not a conspiracy theory. It's not even a theory anymore. This is fact. This is fact that comes from the world leaders' mouths themselves. We're seeing attacks on every front. We're seeing attacks on your religious beliefs. We're seeing attacks on Christianity. We're seeing attacks on people simply due to their political beliefs or their non-political beliefs. We see people who are being attacked for basically nothing. And this violence is being encouraged by the current administration. And when we start to see the defund police, the true repercussions of that, because we haven't seen that yet, because that's just in the beginning stages. When we start to see the true repercussions of defunding the police, then this is going to be an eye-opening experience for a lot of people, and it may even be an eye-closing experience for some in a negative way. The world as we know it, or as we have known it, has changed. And we have to not just accept that. When I say accept it, I don't mean accept it and blindly sit back. But I mean, we have to face the fact that these problems we're facing are coming to a head. They're not going away. And it is our responsibility to secure this world for our children and our grandchildren. Now, I know that's a big task. It's a very big task. But like I always say, in the end, we will win. But it will be a battle until then. And it'll be a battle on multiple fronts: political fronts, financial avenues, the right to buy and sell. A lot of different aspects of our lives will be tremendously impacted over the next few months, next couple of years. Now, I don't believe that there's going to be one event that's going to lead to this. There's not going to be a day set that suddenly we're going to go from being America the democracy to the New World Order. That's not going to happen overnight. But what we're seeing is the small steps that needed to be put in place have been put in place. The stage is set. The actors are ready. And now it's time for them to put on their show, I guess. So we're seeing this increase day by day. And they're doing it, I guess you would say, the smart way. It would be difficult to come into this nation and to take it over in one day, militarily, politically, or any other aspect of it. But to slowly re-educate basically our children, as what we've seen and passively let happen over the last 20 years, we've seen a generation be stolen from us almost. And this generation is being taught things to hate their nation, to hate others around them. We see the curriculum that's circulating in the schools. And I'm not just talking about CRT. I'm going back to the curriculum that was implemented by the Obama administration. And for those that don't have kids in school and didn't witness, the curriculum, you can't really say anything about this. Because during this time, I had 4 children in school. And I witnessed the curriculum firsthand. And I looked at the tests that were graded and the way they were graded. The way that math was taught under Common Core was absolutely ridiculous. I have a degree in mathematics, but yet my mathematics wouldn't line up with what Common Core says, because I could solve the problem using mathematics, while Common Core didn't even want you to solve the problem. It wanted you to complicate it in some issues. It's really hard to explain unless you experience this firsthand. But this is what we're seeing. It's not just the fact that the curriculum is changing, but some of the laws that have been passed that allow students to graduate without having the proficiency in the classes and subjects they need. This is something that's going to impact this nation in the future. We're dumbing down our own children. We're watching our own children's education be stripped away from them and being replaced with nothing but basically hate, prejudice, and racism. And that's what we're seeing across the board through these schools in our nations, especially in the collegiate or the college institutions. This isn't going to stop until someone puts a stop to it. And right now we have little recourse except to make our voices heard. And a lot of people will ask, they'll say, well, what do we do? Do we stand up? Do we fight? No, it's not the time to fight. It's not the time to physically fight. And that's an absolute certainty. That time may come one day, but it's not today. Today, the time is to make our voices heard, to network and get to know as many people as you can that you can trust. This is very important, because alone, we don't stand a chance, but together we have the power to take our country back, to give the freedoms back to our children that we experienced, and to take away what we're seeing happen to the nation that a lot of us fought and died for in some cases. And this is something we have to really put a lot of thought. We can't let this continue. The real question is how? What do we do? And that is the big question. It's not as simple as picking up a weapon. It's not as simple as a combat situation in which you have an enemy that you have to eliminate. It's not that simple. Now, the enemy that we face is an ideological enemy. It's an enemy that's represented by people, but is an idea and is a plan, basically. And it's hard to put a stop to things like that, because we see with the rise of the New World Order and the one world government that this isn't going to go away by removing any one person from office. This isn't going to go away by voting in a new president. This is going to be something that we are faced with now, or it is something that we are faced with now. And the best defense we have is to stay true to ourselves and stay true to what we believe in and stay true to those around us. Remember, in the end, we do win, but it will be a hard battle until then. So I just wanted to share a few thoughts on that kind of stuff today. Keep an eye out for the NWO video. I think it's going to be out tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow evening, and it's going to go a little more in depth on this. So thanks a lot for watching. God bless. And for now, Series Survivor, out.